Okay, so finally we have question number 5. Let's analyze the impact of a negative labor supply shock. Remember, this error term is leisure error term. So it's actually increasing leisure right here. Decreasing labor, increasing leisure. Remember, they move in opposite directions. Unemployment, output, consumption, and investment. How would the impact of this shock differ from a negative technology shock? And you don't need to prove anything, just provide a good intuition based on key equations. Well, we actually don't have to use equations right here. This is actually pretty intuitive. So let's go. A, this is a negative labor supply shock, right? So as people are just lazy, right? Or they're getting lazy right here. So this is leisure. So 1 minus L is increasing overall. So leisure increases. There's an intratemporal substitution, right? So people are more lazy today. Therefore, their wages. So just analyze this. So this means in the short term, for at least, labor is decreasing. This means the overall return on labor, just not return on labor, that's marginal productivity of labor, just labor income, right? So WL is decreasing. So what happens to consumption? This implies consumption is falling overall. This is because the intra-temporal substitution effect, right? So leisure today at the expense of leisure in the future, right? This is the intertemporal substitution. So as we are increasing leisure today, this is today, then we are decreasing leisure in the future. This is increasing labor. This is the intertemporal substitution. Now, is there an income effect? Not really. If we could just get back to the objective function, just the consumer's problem, we know that these are separable, right? This is separable utility functions. So getting back to our question, there's no income effect. There is no income effect, right? And overall labor supply should fall. Why? Because this is decreasing employment, right? This is leisure is increasing, so labor supply should fall, decreasing employment. So unemployment is increasing, and if labor supply is falling, what happens to the real wage? So this is implying an increase in the real wage, right? And what happens if we decrease employment? So this implies a decrease in output production, right? This is just because the decrease in employment, right? And if the shock is persistent, what happens? The output contraction is also persistent, right? And what happens to the marginal product of capital? So labor supply should fall, decreasing employment, consumption is falling. So so we can actually we can sustain, right? We can affirm the return on capital is falling, so a decrease in R. And well, what happens to investment? Everything is falling in the budget constraint, so and the law of motion of capital. So this implies, well, not directly implies, but also a decrease. But also we can see a decrease in investment, right? So decrease in I. And then we are asked to study the effect of negative technology shock. So B, negative tech shock. This is said, sorry, it's T said for a particular realization of the process. We have a negative technology shock. This actually is pretty straightforward. So ET said, what happens? So immediately we can say output is falling, right? Employment is falling, right? Firms are less productive, less output, then obviously less consumption. There's less consumption, less output, less return on capital, then investment is falling also, right? The main variables are falling. So one difference between the labor supply shock is the effect on the real wages opposite, right? Then, well, labor is falling. The marginal productivity of labor is also falling, and what thus a decrease in marginal productivity of labor mean? Well, actually, this is equal to wages, right? So wages are falling, and this is affected are opposites. On the one side, you're shrinking the labor supply, and well, this implies that real wages should fall, but now you're decreasing the marginal productivity of labor, which are the wages. So actually we have a decrease in the real wage. And what else can I say? The impact over output should be larger in the case of a technology shock, and so this is actually what is explaining the decrease in labor productivity due to the large effect of tech, just larger effect. Let's put it this way: larger effect on output, right? And well, and its impact on employment is smaller due to the counteracting income effect of on labor supply. So here and in tech, now we can see an income effect, right? So this is explaining, and this is explaining the impact on employment, right? And we're done. We're actually done. And employment effect on labor supply. And well, yeah, I'm sorry I had to add that just to make it clearer. So we're actually done with this exam. It was actually pretty hard, but If you have any doubts or comments, you can leave it in the comment section. I will address it as soon as I have time. Thank you very much, and we'll see you for some international trade midterm questions. Thank you.